So it's probably true. Uh, a lot of people may feel the same way. I find this that at one point or another in all of our lives, with the yin comes the yang. Um, Coming and going with relationships and closeness to people, and then once you have that there, that solidified emotional place where you can be with many people, and then you end up losing that with one or a few or many, you all feel like, it is a slippery slope. Like, is there really people that I can connect with? Is there anyone out there that really has my best interests in mind when they're interacting with me, from the first time to the last time, anytime? How many people really are looking out for me and try to care for me? So I just want everyone to realize, you never know who you're going to come across. Like, there's plenty of bad people out in the world, there's plenty of good people. You have to be the one that decides who gets close to you. If you're tired of the way people are treating you, and you're tired of always being used and abused and never being realized and taken for your full potential, instead of always being taken short of your potential by others and limited by others, that's on you in some small way, and it's definitely not on you 100%. It's a lot of it has to do with the other people that are doing it to you physically and mentally and verbally, and anything, any harm they may be doing to you is definitely their fault. They are the instigators. But you have a small part to play. You're never helpless. You never should feel that way. You can always get yourself into a better situation. If you feel like you don't have any friends that really care about you, and you don't know who to trust, having zero friends that tomorrow might be the best way to start your day. Cut out everybody. If there's one question about them, one reasonable, honest question about their character that may have you seeing them judge you or mislead you, and not being kind, cut those people out. Just keep your family. If you have someone at work that you're close to, your work friends still count. And if you have a problem with someone at work, disengage from the work. Disengage from it. Try to just focus on yourself. Don't look outward. Definitely just try to take care of yourself. Now, as I'm getting rambling on here in my first video, I do just want to say, I've gone without, I've done social media. I have Facebook and everything, and I watch things on the internet constantly. I'm always watching Game of Thrones and stuff like that. But, limiting my distractions. I have interests in, fiction, non-fiction, fantasy, all sorts of things. I have interest in the daily news and what's going on with our wonderful president. Okay, it won't stop. Okay. But, just limit your distractions. Do you really have to check and see on the hurricane in Houston? Do you have to check on that every minute of every hour of every day since it started until it's over? Like, I get it. Houston has had more water dropped on it in this weekend than Hurricane Katrina did in New Orleans, by 3 times as much. I think there's 10 billion more, or 10 trillion more gallons of water dropped on Houston than in New Orleans. So it's going to be tragic. There's very pessimistic recovery, projections. But you don't have to be distracted by everything in the world news. You can care and still not be emotionally seated into whatever's on the clicker, whatever's on the TV. You can pull out, you can disengage from the world's problems if you feel you're being overwhelmed with your own problems, your own life. A lot of people want to look at the Kardashians, or look at the scandals, or look at the NFL players that get kicked out or fined, or look at John Jones, who's a great fighter, one of the greatest and he continues to do illegal substances, and it may or may not have impacted his fighting capabilities, but it's definitely breaking the rules. And it's just like marijuana. Do I believe that smoking weed should put you in prison? Not one drop of blood was drawn from anybody, on my side of the deal. Now, maybe if it's obtained illegally through like a violent dealer, then that is why it should be legal, because we're giving the power to the streets. But even though I disagree with marijuana being legal, if anybody I knew had it and got in trouble for it and they don't understand why, it's like, okay, it's simple. The laws haven't changed. The power hasn't swayed the other way. You're still at the disposal of... doesn't make good sense, but they are rules. They may not be sensible laws, but they're still existing. So as long as the police officers have the power to say what they're doing is for the best interest of society, then they will continue to do that. And I do believe that the police officers have been getting a lot of heat, a lot of feedback, like a lot of negativity, and with how people have attacked law enforcement officers and have shot them. It's quite alarming. These people do a lot of good things, like you think back to when those banks were getting robbed in California. Guys walked in with AKs and bulletproof vests. They walked over every police officer that shot at them. They weren't ready for it. SWAT could be assembled. It took time, and cops were sitting ducks getting shot at. And then they upgraded. And, at 15, 16 years later of fighting in the Middle East, which should have ended but hasn't, I thought we got Osama bin Laden, and now we're trying to find out who else opposes us, who doesn't really think too highly of us. And then when we take out one regime, whatever regime we put in place is fractured and already on its way to eroding and falling into civil unrest, such as Syria, Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, ISIS, all that. It all stems. We took out what we thought was the worst of the power, and then we allowed a worse power to take in. So what would happen with North Korea? Let's say no nukes get fired, no war gets fought. We just take out the head, the leader, Kim Jong-il Jr., whatever his name is. We take out the leader of North Korea, and they don't know what to do without a dictator in charge of their entire country for the first time ever. So what happens is the ISIS of North Korea would end up coming. So really, it's hard to say what our leaders should do, how they should handle those high tense military issues. But regardless, people just need to focus on being better towards each other. And if people aren't being better towards you, there is a such thing as too many friends, if they're not good friends. And then really bottom line is, if someone's not treating you right, you have to be the one that does it for them, and you treat yourself better than they are, and you get away from them, and you find some happiness. Isn't who or what, it's where. When people say find happiness, they don't say look for happiness, it's that $1 million car. They don't say look for happiness, it's that beautiful person. You have to look for happiness from the beginning inside yourself and what you surround yourself with. If you're not happy by yourself, it's okay to be upset or discouraged. Excuse me. It's okay to be unhappy or upset or discouraged, but to be truly dissatisfied with who you are as a person, that should never happen. You should always become the person step by step, day by day. And I'm almost 25. I'm not in the best shape of my life by far. I should be about 40 to 50 pounds lighter. And if you look at me, 40 to 50 pounds, it's like, where is he going to lose it from? Well, I'm telling you, I gotta put some weight on first. I gotta be stronger, so I have to lift weight. So I have to actively fight. Yes, my first instinct is, by getting in shape, I should lose all this weight and I should get super skinny. But no, while I'm this size, I need to start doing things I would do if I was The Rock. I need to start working out like I was Vin Diesel or someone, like, how I want to turn out to be. It doesn't start from that. It starts from this, where I'm at right now. I'm at a very low point in my physical prowess, and I'm 25. I'm creeping up on 25. So, just like something personal to throw out here so I can wrap this up. It's been about 10 minutes of my rambling, and just sitting here waiting to go to bed, go to work in the morning. Got the Iowa Hawkeyes kicking off football Saturday morning, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Look out. But yeah, it's okay to feel discouraged and out of place, and like you're not doing enough, or like whatever you're doing isn't working, because what I've been doing for 24, almost 25 years has not worked to my liking. And if I could have gone back 10 years, 5 years, 1 year, I would have changed so much in my life at any given point. And the only thing I can do now is to do it right from here on out. And I encourage everyone else to do the same. And, I'm not a millionaire, I'm not rich. I know that's always going to be outside of my grasp, to be the 1%, to be comfortable, to be able to make my own schedule, be my own boss, not go to work that 9 to 5, that grueling job, the service industry or anything like that. But opportunities have come and gone, and the ones that have gone, I've let go. The ones that have came, I've earned, and I've stepped up to, and I let them go. So when I see that next opportunity come, much as I hope any of you that hear this will do the same, is you see one opportunity come your way, ride it as hard as you can, as far as you can. Make every opportunity count. Every opportunity does matter, big or small. If you feel like, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that today, even if it's just school, even if it's not work, I want to skip class, I can just take one day off. No, you can't. Unless you're physically ill and not able to show up in a mental and physical well-being, you definitely need to take advantage of every opportunity you get. And I do encourage people to donate to the Houston Food Bank. I'm not sure. There's a few organizations that have been questionable about their donations, but of course non-profit still has to take in profit to pay their employees, so it's kind of tricky. But just do some research. Don't take it from me. Look up which are the best organizations if you do want to donate to the Harvey hurricane victims in Houston. And yeah, thanks for listening, everyone. Take care. God bless. If you don't believe in God, well, bless your soul in ways. And if you don't believe in blessings, well, then just crack open a cold one and have a good night. Happy Friday.